In this CAD clip, we will show you a little bit of some of the new features of Revit 2013 graphic display options here in our properties palette. We're going to hit the edit button. Just before I go in here, one of the features is the fact that this is all available in all the different views. So you can be in a plan view, a sectional view, an elevational view, a rendering type view. So, and you can create new view types right now. So you can create your own view types that will sit at the top here level. And the features that are available here, some of them are really new, and part of it, again, I'll say, are the fact that these are all available in all these different views, and that'll start to make sense. So once we click on here, I just happen to be in a kind of a perspective view, and it's this nice convenient little dialog box. So the first thing is this is going to read whatever this is set down here. So I can go in here at any point and say show me wireframe and hit apply, and then it'll just change that. So as you experiment with this, you can just keep hitting apply in the view you're in. So we've seen hidden lines, so we can go to the shaded view and hit apply on there. So really nothing too new in that point. Notice the people here, the entourage, are still kind of shown as kind of figurines. And then as we go to consistent colors and hit apply, then we'll see it change again. Still, we're seeing the entourage this way. And as we're doing this, some of these features are becoming more and more available. We're going to talk about that. So if I go to realistic now, realistic will show us a little better view and hit apply, and it'll also change the entourage to look like the rendered view. So the realistic view does that, so that's kind of a new feature. But as we're changing our styles here, we can go in here and turn shadows on, we can work with lighting, we can go to photographic exposure, which is nice, and then the background feature, which we're going to talk about inside of here. So as you change your style here, these will become more available. They won't all be available for each style type. So let me just close these off a bit. So if we start at, say, hidden line, actually, if we go to wireframe, you'll notice that wireframe, you can't even turn shadows on. So that's kind of the lowest factor. So if you go to hidden line, this becomes available. Lighting, you can go in here into the lighting, the sun settings. You don't get any of this dial stuff in here right away. And then photographic exposure, you don't get anything. However, you do get background availability. Okay, so that's kind of in hidden line mode. So as you change, we say, okay, now we go to shaded mode. And in shaded mode, no change in features other than the fact that I believe, yeah, we can start to turn shadows on. And at any point here, I'm just going to close this off. We can hit apply to see what we're getting. And then if you turn ambient shadows on, you'll see some more features come in as well. So if you hit that and hit apply, you'll see it has a nicer effect on there as well. And again, you can switch over here to be shaded mode. It's going to start to get a little bit of a different effect. Okay, so as you've got to really experiment with each one of these styles and all of these different little techniques or little piece availability here. So if we go to consistent colors, are we going to see any of this stuff show up yet? Photorealistic still isn't there until we go to realistic. And then once we do that, and I'm trying to think of when these dials became available. Now we can turn and enable this, and we can turn this up and down. Okay. One of the other nice features is that you can take this and you can make it quasi-transparent and hit apply. So watch the effect here. So once again, you can do this in any view. That's kind of the key thing, is that you can create some interesting views. So they all have, so we can, that's the realistic version. So it's really unlimited. You go to consistent colors, and then, you could change this again. and we don't have ambient shadows if we go with a transparency. Aha, you see, as soon as you add transparency, the shadows disappear. So that's an interesting effect. So there's a good example of, trying some of this stuff out. You go back to, hidden line, and then get an effect from that. So you can do this in all the different views, and then you can start to turn your sun up, and ambient lighting, turn your shadows up. If you happen to have shadows on, we're going to turn this back down, and then maybe go to a realistic, which is good. And then next thing we're going to talk about is the background feature. So really, it's just a matter of getting in and experimenting with all these different little features, and realizing that you can do this in each one of these views, and then you can go in here and say save as a view template, and then you can go apply that view template to another view. So you don't have to do it for every view, but you can change this per view, which is part of the really neat stuff inside of here. So another feature we have is the background. So if we go to background here, right now it's set to be no background. If we set this to say sky and we hit apply, okay, notice the color, the ground color is set to be gray. Okay, so you can pick a different color, but I'm just going to hit apply, and we're going to see the sky effect. Now the thing is, you're going to see the sky if the sky is in your view. If you're looking downward, you're not going to see the sky. The only time you're going to see it is if your vantage point is looking up into the sky. So we can try that, and again, that will have a different effect depending, but I think this is available in all styles. I'm pretty sure that you can do that. And you can see hidden line definitely has a different effect of what that sky looks like. What about shaded? Hit apply. Shaded view with ambient shadows turned on and the sky background. Another good effect. So you can see you can get lots of effects. Now what happens if we take that view and then add a little transparency to it? Sky with the transparency. See what we get. So you can start to get some interesting views. And the other part of background, we can change it to say gradient, which is what we've had before, which is the sky, the horizon section, and the ground. So you can again pick different colors in here. So that just kind of has a three layered gradient fill that it just kind of goes from one to the next. So that actually looks a lot like what that realistic one was. And then we have image. So with image is really neat, and again, you can do this in each view separately. You used to be able to add an image to a render, but now you can add an image to any view. So customize image, and then from there we can go in, and I've just browsed ahead of time to a file here, and I just have a kind of a background picture. I've set it to say stretch and very basic, and then I hit apply, and then I can get my tree effect on that. And again, I can still even add a little transparency to that to kind of make it look kind of neat. And from there, I would say you want to just kind of go in and experiment with this. And the interesting thing is when you add the image in here, you can stretch it. You can do it on each view. You can save it as a view template. Okay, and then you can, if you change the view size, watch what happens. If we click OK on this and click out, and I zoom out a little bit in my perspective view, if I pick on this crop region and stretch it, it actually is going to resize the background image for me. So I don't recommend you work in this mode by any means, but you can definitely do it to kind of get a presentation view that you want. So as you stretch this viewport, your image is going to update. It's not going to clip the image. It's always going to take the image and stretch it to be the size of your viewport. So it's kind of neat that way. And that's about it. Go in, do it in any view. I'm going to show you a couple of images of some views that we did already with the different sections and stuff to give you some examples. And just get in and click on here and have some fun with it.